Hey, hello there, everybody. Welcome to Volunteer Vibes. I'm Denise Middleton. So glad to have you with us on this Friday morning. I hope you guys have been having a great week and staying cool out in this heat. You know what? We're all busy each and every day, and sometimes we're not always able to get out and about and do things, especially, when it comes to volunteering. But our first guest this morning is here to tell us about an opportunity that you can do right from home. So I have Miss Trinisha Franklin here from Good Shepherd Hospice. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. So first, tell us a little bit about Good Shepherd Hospice.
So, Good Shepherd Hospice, we provide over 750 plus hours of direct patient care to hospice patients around the greater Houston area. So this is definitely an ongoing volunteer opportunity for people to share their kindness with our patients in their time of need.
But it does require a skill. So tell
Yes.
us a little bit about this volunteer opportunity.
Yeah, so we have different volunteer opportunities. The first one would be remotely. That would be our sewing and craft volunteers. You have to know how to sew, and you need a sewing machine. But all supplies are provided. You just need a sewing machine. So the sewing craft volunteers, they will assist with our memory bears for the patient's loved ones, sewing bears, pillows, and comfort blankets. And then we also have administrative remote tasks as well available.
And so I love this. Tell me how you guys came up with this idea, especially with the bears. That's just
Oh yes, it is whenever patients' families they loved ones pass away, it'd be nice to have something little keepsake for grandkids and family members to have. So the bears are actually made out of the loved one's shirt or robe that they had. So when they pass away, our volunteers sew it into a bear. And we give it to the families.
That is so awesome. And, I can't imagine what some of those families must be going through. I know it's a difficult time for them, but talk about, why this is so important and what it means to them, to receive that.
Oh, yes, definitely. Especially whenever families pass away, they're going through the trouble grieving, and then having this, so a volunteer do it, let alone do it for free, and provide this for them is just everything. It's very, very special project that we do for the families.
And so how many volunteers are you looking for, and how many, bears and other items do you need them to make?
So it just depends on the family. So as many as possible. We have a lot of patients. We get patients every week. As many hands on deck as we can have is great.
Right, and you mentioned it's not just the bears though. There's
Yes.
many other different things that
Yes. So we have our patient care volunteers, the patients that are still with us. The volunteers actually go out and visit the patients, play games with them, walk with them, provide companionship to them, little wheelchair walks, so
Yes.
things like that. Yeah, to and also provide that caregiver relief, especially for our patients that are at home. During this time when the patient is declining, the family members can get overwhelmed, and the volunteers can go in and provide that relief for the caregiver.
And so what do they need to know before they sign up? Are there any age requirements, and
Yes.
how long would you prefer them to commit?
Yeah, so definitely you have to be 18 and older to volunteer in hospice. There is no time requirement. It's very flexible scheduling. You just work with what works best for you. But the only requirement is you have to be 18.
Right. Okay. And what about, any COVID protocols? Do they need to wear a mask? Do they need to, have
Yeah.
vaccines or anything?
So because of our patients are all over in different facilities, different facilities have different COVID protocols. So it just depends on the facility. If you are vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask in some you do. Currently, right now, we don't require that you have to be fully vaccinated. But if you are not vaccinated, just know it may limit you some volunteer opportunities because some facilities may not let you in.
Right. And were there any other opportunities that you wanted to mention?
Um, Yes, but we are looking for if you don't want to work out in the field with patients, or you don't want to do sewing projects, we are looking for volunteers here in the office to assist our office staff as well.
What are some of the things that you would probably need them to do?
Just filing paperwork, sending out bereavement mailings, assistance answering the phones, filing, all things of that sort.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys know you can always head to volunteerhou.org to learn more and take a look at all the volunteer opportunities. Tranisha, I love this one. It's really unique too, even though it requires a skill. You got to know how to sew, but if you do know how to do that, what a wonderful way to give back and, just really have an impact on several families. So thank you
Yes.
so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. And so, you know what? A lot of kids are going to be heading back to school soon, mine included. And, there's always a need for role models and mentors. And so, my next guest is here to talk about one in particular that is geared towards young girls. I have Brittany Yelverton here with me from Girls Empowerment Network. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Denise. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm glad to have you. And I love that, there's some time. So we're letting people know ahead of time since, August is around the corner, but this gives them some time to really think about, what they want to do and sign up. Tell us about this volunteer opportunity.
So, Girls Empowerment Network is a nonprofit here in Texas that serves girls in third grade through 12th grade. And our mission is to ignite the power in girls by teaching them the skills to thrive and believe in their ability to be unstoppable. So, at Girls Empowerment Network, we know girls are powerful, and it is our mission to make sure they know it too. So, we have volunteers who really from all over the greater Texas or the greater Houston area, the Central Texas area, Dallas and Fort Worth, as well as San Antonio, who really serve as those relatable role models with girls. And I always tell folks who want to get involved at Girls Empowerment Network, you can volunteer once a week, once a month, or once a year. We're going to find a way that you can really plug into meaningful and impactful volunteer opportunities that are going to really help provide girls with that trusted adult in their life who says, I believe in you and what you think matters, and your voice has value and worth. And so there are two opportunities I really would love to highlight, Denise, because once again, some people are super busy and they're like, I can't commit to once a week, but I still want to show up as that relatable role model for a girl in my community. And so from the comfort of your own home, you can write relatable role model letters, which we provide to girls in all of our programs. And they're just letters that are there to offer some support, some words of encouragement or affirmation, so that girls who are in our programs receive these letters from someone in their community who they don't even know, but who is writing to them and taking the time to say, I'm rooting for you. I'm invested in you. There's a whole group of people out here in Greater Houston who care about you and who know that you are a capable and powerful person. So you
I
can
love
send
this.
yeah. And Denise, I mean, just think about yourself when you were in middle school and how affirming it would have been to receive a message.
Right. It's so necessary, you don't think about that at that age, but as an adult, you see that, that's a huge need. So how long have you all been doing this, by the
So
way?
Denise, we've been in Texas since 1996. So we are girl experts who have been doing this work for well over 2 decades. And I mean, really what we do is we provide girls with this self-efficacy building curriculum. And self-efficacy is really that belief in yourself and in your ability to succeed. And so whether that's a girl who is wanting to get an A in a class or try out for the robotics team, or who needs to use her voice to advocate for herself in an unhealthy relationship, before any of that can happen, a girl has to believe that she can. She has to believe in her own internal power. And so relatable role model letters are a great way that you as an adult can write and reach out to a girl in your community to say, you are not alone. And there are people that are rooting for you, that believe in you, that are willing to really show up for you. If you're somebody who wants to get maybe more deeply involved, where you're like, I don't want to just write a letter, I want to write a letter, and I actually want to build relationships with girls in person and be able to show up in that space during programs, you can actually volunteer to become one of our weekly Girl Connect volunteers. And our Girl Connect program takes place either in school or after school.
Okay.
And we meet a group of girls, usually for about an hour to an hour and a half, and provide this self-efficacy building curriculum. And all of our programs are led by a girl expert from our staff and then co-facilitated by trained volunteers like yourself.
Wow. And so talk about the impact that you've seen over the years for some of these girls.
I mean, Denise, it's been profound. It's just so special because once again, what we really focus on is building girls' belief in themselves and that self-efficacy. And we really focus on equipping them with the skills they're going to need to navigate girlhood. And we focus on what we call the 6 C's. So critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, coping skills, and confidence. All of our curriculums, all of our programs work to equip girls with those skills so that they feel that much more capable of taking on whatever comes their way. And if you think about it, Denise, we use those skills every day as adults. Imagine what a game changer it is to put those tools in the toolkit of an 8-year-old. And so what we're actually able to do to prove our impact and to show the skill mastery and skill building that happens through our self-efficacy curriculum is we do pre-surveys before girls enter our programs and then post surveys once they've completed our programs. And we are able to show that there is a statistically significant increase in their self-efficacy and those skills across all 6 of our C's. So our critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, confidence, and coping skills. We get to see a tangible increase in improvement for girls because of their exposure and participation to our programs.
That is wonderful. So if you have someone at home who is really interested, but they're a little hesitant because they've never done it before, what would you say to encourage them to, to volunteer, whether, like you said, if it's for a week or shorter? And also, I don't know how old they need to be, if they can be right out of college or in college and participate. What are some things that they need?
One of the things that I love so much about the volunteer program at Girls Empowerment Network is you can be any age, any gender, any background. You may have never volunteered before in your life. You may be somebody with 3 decades of education experience as a teacher. There's going to be a place for everybody to find a meaningful way to impact the work that we do. So we have high schoolers writing relatable role model letters that go to 3rd graders because
that's so sweet.
They've lived that experience and it's so close that they've got such beautiful insights and words of affirmation and support that they can provide. So this is really open to folks at any age. We even have high schoolers, if they have the capacity and the capability in their schedule, they can actually volunteer weekly with our Girl Connect group with elementary or middle schoolers. And so we also recognize the power of intergenerational volunteering. So having people that are retirees come and volunteer with 3rd graders, like the beauty of that relationship that can be built across ages, background, experiences, identities is really powerful. I would say if you're interested in getting involved at Girls Empowerment Network, but you're not quite sure, sign up to do relatable role model letters, are kind of one of those really kind of easy entry points to getting involved. Reach out to me. We can schedule a phone call and I can tell you a little bit more about what it looks like to volunteer. We even have on our website a great write-up that really details if you wanted to be a weekly Girl Connect volunteer for the fall and spring semester, what does that time requirement look like? What are the facilitation skills that we're going to teach you so that we make sure you feel confident and capable to lead as a volunteer? So I would say reach out because it's a really powerful and beautiful place to volunteer. And it's a really great community to be a part of.
And how can they reach you? How can they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
You can email me. You can email me at Brittany@girlsempowermentnetwork.org. You can also just go to our website, which is girlsempowermentnetwork.org. And you'll find a great page that says volunteer or get involved. And you can reach out to us. There's an online form there. It also lists my email address. So really any way that you kind of seek out to connect and contact us, we're going to get back to you and make sure that you can get plugged into something that feels really important and meaningful and impactful for you.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at all these smiles. I mean, these girls, you can see it. It's written all over their faces, even with the volunteers. I mean, this looks like they really do have a great time and they really are building some meaningful relationships. Is there anything else that the volunteers need to know before we go?
I would say that, once again, volunteer opportunities are open for folks of all genders, all kind of experience levels of working with youth. We really pour into our volunteers to make sure that they have training so that they feel capable and confident in whatever role that they're taking on I would say this is a really amazing way to invest in the next generation of young people and to really maybe be that relatable role model you wish you had had when you were 12 years old, or to show up for a young person as the relatable role model that you did have that really impacted your life and your trajectory. And so this is an opportunity for you to really pour into the next generation. And everybody has words of wisdom and insight and understanding that they can share. And I think sometimes we don't realize how impactful just showing up can be.
Mhm.
But it can be transformative for young people's lives. So I would say if you feel even an inkling to feel called to do this, reach out to us because we will make sure that you find a home here at Girls Empowerment Network.
And so how many volunteers are you looking for, and do they need to sign up before school starts?
Absolutely. Denise, I'd say like 1 million volunteers would be great. More realistically,
Just a million.
just like you just said, we're open. I mean, we've got the need, we've got the opportunities, we've got the structure to really fill in folks with meaningful volunteer engagement opportunities. It is really ideal that you would go and sign up first on our website to indicate interest, whether that's in writing relatable role models from the comfort of your own home, or whether that's really investigating that weekly recurring school-based
Right.
volunteer program with Girl Connect. What we'll do is we'll kind of have you fill out this like interest form. And then from there, we reach out to you and we have a really great conversation about what are the skills you want to bring? What skills do you want to grow? Is there an age range that interests you most? Are there questions you have? And then we even go over, like, if you are going to be working directly with youth, what are the skills we're going to equip you with? So we're going to teach facilitation best practices. We're going to teach you how to respond to disclosures of sensitive information that girls may share. We're going to make sure that you understand our policies around confidentiality and around appropriate boundaries. So really, we are there to find a way to make sure that you can invest in the next generation of girls and be the person that helps them to know that they are powerful people.
Well, that is awesome. I hope you get really close to 1 million volunteers.
I do too.
Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate it.
This was delightful. Thank you for having us.
All right, you have a good one. And of course, we have Volunteer Houston here to tell us about some of the things that are happening this weekend, and of course, some ongoing volunteer opportunities that you can take part in at a later time. Hey, Erin, good morning.
Good morning, Denise. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So what do you have on tap today?
Yes, so this weekend there is a need for some awareness walk volunteers for Baby Cakes and Brunch. This is a really awesome organization. So they're looking for volunteers for their 9th annual postpartum depression awareness walk, and that's on the 24th. So they want some walk monitors, registration leads, food station organizers, and more. And they really hope that you'll help and join to make the event a huge success. So this is an outdoor event and it is family friendly. And another opportunity I do want to highlight, India House has a free food, fresh produce and groceries distribution on July 27th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at India House. So they're doing this in collaboration with Houston Food Bank. So they'll be distributing food to needy families in the neighborhood, and they provide food regardless of citizenship, race, social or economic status, national origin, or religion. They believe no one in the community should go hungry. So this is a really good opportunity to know that you're giving that impact. And another opportunity that is going to be on the 24th, which is this Sunday, there's an opportunity with Bread of Life, and they have a Feeding the Homeless kind of special programming with Houston Unsolved Homicides. So you can join the Houston's Unsolved Homicides team on Sunday, July 24th, to serve food to unhoused neighbors in downtown Houston. And they do want to stay dressed appropriately for the weather and wear closed-toed shoes. It is hot out there, so probably not long sleeves and pants. So you might want to wear some t-shirts and shorts. And another kind of longer term ongoing opportunity I do want to highlight, the Houston Area Urban League is looking for folks to mentor youth. And they're recruiting mentors for their Project Ready program that supports youth at Yates High School and Worthing High School. And so if you like working with teens, encouraging others, if you have a cell phone to text and you have time to connect in person with youth for 30 minutes twice a month, you can change a life. So volunteer mentors are asked to commit to mentoring for 12 months, starting this September and going to August of next year. And they're looking for folks that are 18 and older. So that's with Houston Area Urban League, and that is a longer term opportunity. And then one ongoing opportunity I just do want to highlight before we have to go. There's an opportunity to be a horticulture volunteer with Memorial Park Conservancy. So if you like being active and outdoors, learning about plants, you can volunteer to work alongside their native horticulturalists to help maintain the gardens and gain some insider tips on gardening in Houston's natural climate. So that includes things like pruning and weeding, planting, and invasive species removal. You do have to RSVP to participate, and because this is an outdoor opportunity, they want you to bring water. Wear your sun hat, your sunscreen, your sunglasses, bring some snacks because you know you're going to be physically active and outside. Bug spray is also highly recommended. And gardening gloves. They say you will be very grateful if you have them. So that is a really cool opportunity that is ongoing. And that one's a little earlier in the day from 8 to 10 a.m. And I think
exactly. That's when we need to be out there before it gets too hot, 8 to 10. That's not a bad time.
Yes. And that's Tuesdays and Thursdays ongoing.
All right, awesome. So there are a variety of volunteer opportunities to choose from, and a lot of them in the AC, so that's good too. And don't forget, you can always go to volunteer@hou.org to take a look at all the things that we mentioned and plenty more. So again, you can join us every Friday at 11 a.m. for Volunteer Vibes. We're always happy to help and inform everyone. You guys have a great weekend, okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.